Why was IShowSpeed attacked in Algeria? Here is the real reason. Speed entered the Algerian stadium to support the team, and at first the fans welcomed him with great excitement. But the problem started after this specific scene. Speed made an inappropriate and offensive gesture by touching his private parts in front of the crowd. The Algerian fans saw this as a massive insult to their values and culture, which immediately turned their cheers into pure rage. Things quickly spiraled out of control as the ultras began attacking him, throwing bottles and objects to drive him out. Speed was in total shock, shouting, "Why are they throwing stuff? I'm wearing their shirt." But the damage was done. The situation became so dangerous that Speed was forced to flee. Not just the stadium, but the entire country. He learned the hard way that disrespecting the fans' culture can lead to a violent end.
That don't make sense. You don't like being filmed? But a football match is filming everybody. They keep throwing water at me. Oh, crap. Oh, bro, no. They don't like me here, bro. We should just leave. You can't let stuff like that get you down, bro. You can't let that cancel out the whole stream, bro. You should have just chucked the green apple at me.
I just roll away, come up, bro, my eardrum just busted. My eardrum just busted, bro. I'm not even trolling. My shit ringing. I can't!
Speed was not hit by bottles of water because it's racially motivated or because he's black. That happened because he accidentally tried to film Ultras members, and you cannot do that. It's strictly forbidden within football culture and rules. If you visit any country across the planet and you try to go to a stadium anywhere on the planet and you try to film the Ultras members, the same thing would happen to you. I myself, 2 years ago, I was in a stadium and I didn't know that you're not supposed to film the Ultras. And they searched my phone, they deleted every single video, and they said, "Hey, please do not film us. We want to hide our identities." So please, for the love of God, the stream was great. It was nearly perfect. Everything was good. The vibes were cool. The dances were beautiful. The country is beautiful. Speed loved everything about the country. The people loved him and embraced him. It was cool. It was respectful. These white Algerians, they want to be white. Want to be white. We were colonized by white people for 132 years. What are you talking about? You know, this country was one of the first countries to endorse the Black Panthers. Learn some history before you open your mouth. And thank you to Speed for being the man he always was, because I love the stream. Honestly, it was beautiful.
Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Kola, and on today's trending topic, we are going to be discussing IShowSpeed's tour in Algeria, and it wasn't that pleasant. So at first you could tell he was excited, trying to keep that same energy he had everywhere else, but the vibe just felt off almost immediately. Like, you know when you walk into a place and you can feel you're not fully welcome? That's exactly how it came across in Algeria. Then the racism stuff started popping up, people yelling the N-word, and that alone already kills the mood. I don't care where you are from, that's never okay. Throwing bottles of water to someone and just not welcoming enough. But let's first watch how people are reacting to IShowSpeed's tour in Algeria, and then we're going to come back with a full commentary at the end of the video, so stay tuned. And guys, if you haven't yet subscribed to my YouTube channel, please click that subscribe button. I'll gladly appreciate if you guys pushed me to 1,000 subscribers. Let's get into it.
Algeria lost a lot of points on the world stage. The way they treated IShowSpeed, I believe, is going to come back to them in the form of less tourism, because they literally had Speed running. IShowSpeed, the most loved guy in America, and frankly the world, and for them to show as a country that they actually don't like him for whatever reason. Algeria is one of the northern countries of Africa, and it is said that African countries in the north just don't like the south, and this was a clear example for anybody that did not believe that or had the benefit of the doubt. The excuse was that they don't like being filmed, but you could clearly see the guy that was telling him that it's because they don't like being filmed has a camera filming them, and they are actually filming. Like, this is not Speed's team, and other people have cameras out. Speed's father was in tears as well because of this. He was seeing how they were treating Speed, and he was literally in tears. I never expected to see any country in Africa treat Speed in any other way. The other countries were so beautiful, so amazing, so loving and giving as a country, and this country in Algeria, it was just not it. It was not it completely. And I don't think people are just gonna want to go visit after this.
Bro, this IShowSpeed racism incident that happened in Algeria is insane. Obviously, Algeria is not in Europe, it's in Africa, but they don't claim to be African, they claim to be Arab. And the fact that people are trying to justify this racism thing when they were all throwing stuff at him in the stadium because he had his hand in his pants, bro, that is not true at all. Locals were literally calling him the GER as he was just casually driving around in the city. It's the fact that it's only the Arab countries that are racist towards people. IShowSpeed is just doing his job as a streamer, showing all these different cultures and countries in Africa, and the Arab countries are definitely being exposed. The fact that they also try to justify the racism as like, you don't know Algerian soccer fans. Come on, bro, no matter what type of soccer fans you are, that's just ignorant to say. I don't know, this whole thing just got me fired up because it's the fact that like, I didn't know this was happening in Africa. And it just shows that it all stems from Europeans because Europe used to rule Algeria. So when I said Algeria and Europe had correlation in my video, it wasn't saying that Algeria was Europe. You got, come on. That's what I'm saying. I just feel like Algerians found any way to like wrap around the fact of like the racism act they were doing. Don't let it go over your head. Everyone knew exactly what I was saying in that video. Europeans used to rule most of North Africa, hence why they don't like to say they're African, they like to say they're Arab. And I'm not saying all of North Africans are racist. I just think that history does show itself here, and that from IShowSpeed streams, you can definitely tell that North Africa is a lot more different than South Africa.
What the oh no, we gotta go. Hell, bro, like I'm in, bro.
This way.
We got snipers. Get down. Bro, I need to get down. Yo, get down, bro. This ain't a game, bro.
Addressing the Speed situation, because multiple people are tagging me and even asking me about what the hell's going on. As you know, I am Algerian, and what happened to Speed is freaking embarrassing as shit. Like, really is. It's sad to see. Why is my country doing this? Like, why are we doing that? But it goes to show there's always racist people in the world. People will just not like other people for no reason. Like, brother just came in to watch a game. Why are we throwing water bottles? Why? What is the reason? Brother has nothing to do with the game. He's just there watching. It makes no sense. Fat L, but as always, not every Algerian is like this. We're not all like this. It is what it is. I'll see you guys next time.
This is a message to all the Algerians, man. I know your country's PR is kind of in the mud right now because Speed just got attacked on his stream. However, it could have been a lot worse. You're actually lucky they only threw water bottles and stones at Speed. Because if they start throwing bananas, bro, that... You know what I'm saying? You guys would struggle trying to beat those racist allegations. You know what I'm saying? Like, at least now you can say, nah, bro, it's just you thought he was thirsty and that. Touring around Africa.
And thank you to IShowSpeed for letting me know that Algeria is not for the people.
I just roll away, come up, oh, bro, my eardrum just busted. My eardrum just busted, bro. I'm not even trolling. My shit ringing.
I'm sorry, did we just witness them trying to take this man's life? From them throwing water bottles at him and shooting fake bullets at him, I think it's a very clear message that they don't want him there. That's very clear that they don't want us to come back either. Speed just wanted to show us some different cultures in Africa, and these folks ain't having it. And to those who are saying that this isn't racism, that's a lie. You can't hide racism on camera. They weren't mad because he had his camera out. This is IShowSpeed we're talking about. The world's biggest streamer. They're mad because they're not understanding why a black man like IShowSpeed is getting the praise that he is. And we could leave it at that.
Algeria has been the worst place IShowSpeed has gone on his Africa tour. And I, for one, when I get to Africa, will not be visiting. Some of the people there were nice, but a lot were not. Like an entire football stadium full of people hurling words and vegetables at Speed. Like he's not literally helping out tourism here. And I already knew this was going to happen, which is why I didn't talk about any of it after day one. I purposely waited for day two because I knew it's coming. If I'm being entirely real with you, I'm going to be checking in on Speed in Northern Africa But I'm not really excited because I already know how they view us. I know how they view themselves. When I go to Africa, I will be skipping over quite a few areas in Northern Africa. Algeria, you're the worst. How's it feel to know that the one time that you get a major influencer in your area, you completely sell the bag because you can't get out of your own way? Every other part of the tour has been better. How ironic is it that the closer people get to looking like this, the worse they view this? Speed, you were very professional. Never go back to Algeria. Oh, and grown man, by the way. Don't believe me? Watch this. Yeah, I'm good on Algeria.
Bro, the hate that IShowSpeed got being in Algeria, from people calling him the GER word to throwing things at him at the stadium, it just shows how European people always have treated the darker skin.
Let's get out there. Get out of here. Let's get out of here.
Now, obviously, I can't play the clip of like this guy calling him the GER word while he's on top of the car just touring around the city. But it actually baffles me how every country in Africa Speed's been to, he has not dealt with like racism at all. But the only two countries he's dealt with weirdness is Egypt and Algeria. Now, if you didn't know, elephant in the room, Algeria used to be ran by France, which is European. And Europeans have done way more than boil some water and cook some pasta. They also stir the pot. It's just crazy how Speed's the biggest streamer and just trying to promote Africa in these countries in Africa, and he has to deal with like weird people like this. Like, at least with the Egypt stream and the whole Sphinx nose situation where the tour guide told him that the reason why there's no nose is because they didn't want Sphinx to appear as a god. At least they gave him a buttered down version and then start throwing things at him and like getting upset. Overall, it's just a bad look for Algeria, and it just showed that European culture really stemmed a lot of this bad stuff that was happening in America and still happening to this day.
They keep throwing water at me. Let's get out of here. Let's get out of here. I'm leaving. I think I'm not welcomed here.
The people in Algeria literally threw water at IShowSpeed simply because IShowSpeed went to a stadium to watch a football game and they said, oh, nos ultras n'aiment pas qu'on les filme. Our supporters don't want to be filmed. These people are at a football game. They are being filmed. The game is broadcasted. They are already being filmed. What kind of lame excuse is this?
Vive Algeria!
We are not even surprised. We knew this was gonna happen. We already knew that IShowSpeed's passage in North Africa was gonna be the worst. The only country in North Africa that is worth visiting a little bit is Morocco. The only country that can save North Africa from this embarrassment is Morocco. But I'm gonna be honest with y'all. I think IShowSpeed should just go back to Ethiopia at this point. Like, Speed, just go back to Ethiopia. I'm literally just doing a review of what's happening during IShowSpeed's stream. I'm not fabricating anything, okay? I'm going based on the material I find. That's the only thing I'm doing. So y'all giving me the material. This is not just me making up something about Algeria. This is something that happened in Algeria.
Vive Algeria!
Congratulations to Algeria. You guys made it. You guys finally made it as the worst stream ever.
Vive Algeria!
So, IShowSpeed got a bottle of water thrown on him in Algeria during a football match because apparently this guy has come to say that he was filming the ultras, even though the ultras were like this. The ultras were like this. What are they doing looking up there? I'm so sorry, but if I didn't want to be seen and they were behind me, I'm staying facing the football match. I'm not... And don't come online and justify the reason why they threw a bottle of water on him. Whatever happened to security guards saying, don't film, don't record, or you're not allowed? You don't just throw a bottle of water on someone because they're filming. And he even had the cheek to say, oh, it won't just be him. It will happen to anybody that does it. If anybody does it, we'll throw a bottle of water on you guys too. Okay, if that's how you want to play, that's how you're going to play. If you come to London and you use the London Underground and you're going down the escalators and I peep, you stand on the left-hand side instead of standing on the right-hand side because the left-hand side is designated for people walking down the steps, I will dash a bottle of water on the back of your head and say because you're not allowed to do that. No, we ask politely, excuse me, can you step aside, please? Don't justify disgusting behavior. Talking about, please do not film us. We want to hide our identities. Then stay at home then. No one asked you to go to a football match that's been recorded live. Make it make sense, sir. Then he wants to proceed to go on and talk to his best mate ChatGPT and ask ChatGPT, oh, why do ultras hide their identity? ChatGPT says, yeah, they hide it. They hide their identity during high-risk matches and high-risk conferences. So what they're supposed to do is basically cover their faces. Them guys weren't covering their faces. And I am pretty sure that was a very high-risk match. Where was the face covering? They were happy to be there. Face out, all out, looking back at the streamers when you know who that was. You knew it was IShowSpeed. You knew you had a crew member. You knew he was filming live, but you chose not to hide your identity. But you want to be throwing bottles. That's not great hiding, is it? If anything, you're showing yourself out there. And then in the same video, 2 minutes down the line, you're basically admitting that it was even an accident. But you know what you've done? You've made me not even want to go there even more because I didn't want to go there in the first place. Bye.
And you could literally see Speed's face change, like he was trying to laugh it off, but it was clearly bothering him. And then the fans started throwing bottles of water at him, not in a playful way either. It could have been harmful, but that's when it really felt uncomfortable for Speed. And at that point, it wasn't even content anymore. It was like, why am I even here? He actually regretted that moment, him being in that stadium and fans throwing bottles of water towards him just because they don't want to be recorded. And I don't think that was decent. What also stood out was the whole ultra fans or ultra fans situation. Some of them didn't want to be recorded at all, and they wanted their faces covered, and they actually were throwing bottles towards Speed because he was actually recording them. And I don't feel like it makes sense. And apparently that's a big thing there. Those fans value anonymity and they don't want their identities online, which it's okay. And that's their culture. But Speed's whole thing is recording, and we all know that. So it wasn't, it was just culture clash after culture clash because Speed was recording and so many people there were recording. And then now I'm wondering, now you guys are against Speed recording. Make it make sense. It is even being aired online, and you guys don't want to be recorded. Was that the reason for you to throw bottles of water towards him? But anyway, away from that, there's this deeper conversation that also came up online after the stream, and people are commenting about the North African people and claiming they're not black people, that they're Arabs. They're not black Africans. The dark Arabs, and that's insane. That right there, it opened a whole can of worms because Speed was fully welcomed and warmly welcomed in East Africa, South Africa, but in North Africa he has faced racism, hatred, backlash and all that. And right there, for them to feel like they're dark Arabs and not Africans, that really opened a whole can of worms because yes, identity is complex, but when that mindset turns into distancing yourself from blackness or disrespecting someone because they're black, that's where the problem is. By the end of it, Speed genuinely looked like he felt unwanted in Algeria, and that's sad to watch, especially when you compare it to places where he's been embraced with love, like Ethiopia, in Kenya, in so many other countries. He has been embraced with love, protection, and excitement, and he hasn't faced such backlash like he really got in Algeria and in other North African countries. This stop really showed that traveling isn't just about fun content. It exposes real issues, racism, identity struggles, and how different cultures react to global creators. And we kind of low-key felt bad for Speed on this one. You could tell he was just trying to enjoy the tour, and Algeria just didn't give him that moment at all. But I want to know from you guys, we might have different opinions as to why people were really throwing bottles toward him and really calling him slur words, using slur words towards him. Finally, credit goes to all the respective owners of the clips and content used in my video. The thoughts and perspective made today's work possible. And if you guys haven't yet subscribed to my YouTube channel, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Let's push these subscribers to 1,000. We can do it. And finally, see you in the next one.